All right, just in time. Welcome to the Fire Territory meeting. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, thank you. So let the minutes reflect. We're all here. Apologize, I got a little frog in my throat from allergies, so appreciate you putting up with that. And we're all here today, so we do have a quorum. Let's move to the approval of the minutes from August 2nd. Any questions?
Hearing none, I'd make a motion to approve the minutes.
Thanks, Mike.
Presented.
Thanks, Mike. Was there a second? Brandon?
Second.
All right, thank you. Further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, welcome our visitors today, and we'll start with the reports from the Lutheran EMS Monthly Response Report.
All right. So when you look at our call volume for the month of July, it was actually kind of low compared to statistically what we see. So good bit news with the community on that level for sure. But at the end of the day, our numbers look pretty consistent with what we see routinely with majority of our patients being transported locally. Again, our run volume continues to be high. A lot of typically what we see is trauma during the summer months, but actually this past July we saw a lot of medical calls, a lot of really, really sick medical patients. So response times, again, kudos to our staff making sure that those times are appropriate and still safe with 4 minutes and 36 seconds as our average response time within the territory here, with our normal 44 minutes from dispatch time to back in service. So a big kudos to the staff in making sure that they're providing that best care, but doing that at a timely manner. So we get into the transport by hour. Same pretty consistent thing that we see routinely is that call volume being heavy in the evening hours, just the same as I'm sure the fire guys would report that being the same for them as well. So any questions for me based off of our monthly report?
I just have a rather quirky question.
Okay.
Since we're dealing in July,
Yeah.
how many, if any, fireworks-related injuries did you see?
We, in your territory specifically, maybe one, if that I can remember in July. Outside of your territory, I know we had 3 significantly within our Lutheran EMS system that were pretty high acuity.
So
but
a very low.
it was, yeah.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Thank you.
Yeah. It is hard to remember that far back, though. I won't lie to you.
I know, you've slept since then.
Yeah. Had a couple holidays since then. In fact, we made it through the last one without any,
Well,
so.
I only ask because it seemed to
Yeah.
me, I noticed this year I didn't hear as many fireworks.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was just me being
Probably
conscious of what was...
inflation would be my guess.
I'm sorry?
That's probably inflation, my guess would be. Like, just cost more.
Could have been, I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
All right, Garrett, monthly report.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good evening. For the month of July, we had 337 responses, just a tish up from June. Of these calls, 39 were fire-related, and 95 out of those 325 were overlapping. So that kind of, with each month, kind of increases a couple percent. That's at 28%. So at any given time, 1 or 2 or all 3 of our trucks are out on different calls. Some of the more notable ones, whereas we didn't have firework trauma-related injuries, we had a lot of grass fires on July 4th. One was 2985 Lake City Highway, that was extinguished with no exposures. And then shortly after that, we had multiple grass fires kick out. One started right in front of the grocery store off of 30, and there was about 5 more all the way to the Lowe's area, just on the side of the 30. So we were running all over the place. So fireworks were definitely the cause of that. I think somebody was just throwing them out the window.
Nice.
We had a rubbish/trash fire on 965 North Lake Street. That was basically an unattended trash fire that we put out. Commercial fire at Wildman's. We extinguished, it was basically a bunch of bags of rags that spontaneously combusted and smoked it out to where we had to bring in the Titus fans. We had another grass fire at 2495 Jalen Street. That was extinguished, and a utility pole was also damaged. Another trash fire was extinguished by the homeowner. We had a shed fire on 1815 Fisher Ave. That was extinguished with no exposures. And an attic fire at 518 Nancy Street was extinguished with no extensions, meaning secured it to the attic, no other damages. Agencies that we assisted. We went up to Milford. We helped Milford on a big house fire they had on 8229 North Old State Route 15. We assisted Leesburg on a lift assist, bariatric patient up at 1692 East 200. We assisted Claypool with an MVA that started a grass fire at the same time off South County Road. And we assisted Pierceton with an MVA and to help clean up off of the US 30. We received help from Winona on the multiple brush fires on Lake City Highway, a commercial fire, the Wildmans, Winona and Leesburg. We also called Silver Lake because of we just had them, Silver Lake was canceled, but we had them coming just because of the size of the building. The shed fire, Winona, and the basement fire, or the attic fire, was Winona as well. Moving on down, medical calls and CARES calls. So medical calls, we had a total of 185, which is also dramatically going up. We're on pace for about 4,000 calls this year, which is just about 1,000 more than we ran last year. So we're really starting to pick up on the calls. CARES is picking up. We had 66, not as a dramatic of an increase from a couple months ago, but it is still an uptick from June by about 12 calls, so that's also picking up.
When I started in 2001, we did 1,000 calls total. So not 1,000 more, we did 1,000 total.
Yeah, it's I mean, especially right now, the amount of opioids coming into this town, the amount of overdoses we're running is unbelievable right now. That's not helping anything. The other calls, you can kind of read at your leisure. We had 368 hours for training, and the guys did 5.5 hours of community service, and that's Camp Little Eagle at the YMCA. We were there for a couple hours. Station tour for the Bowen Center at Station 2. We did that a couple times for each grade level, and then a station tour for Growing Kids Daycare at Station 2. And that was our month of July.
You want to talk a little bit about the dive training that was?
Yes, that was just a couple weeks ago. I was unfortunately out of town dealing with some family stuff, but DRI did come into town. It was a very successful class. We had guys from Lansing, Michigan. Chief Fansel was in there taking the you did the first class, right? Yeah, the sonar class. It went awesome. The mayor came. They wrote a really great news article on it, and the guys had a really good time. We had a lot of compliments from the DRI instructors on our team, and it went really awesome. You were there. Do you want to talk about it at all?
They did 3 separate classes. They started with the sonar class that Saturday and Sunday, and then I think they went to the light hazard class, I think, and then they
Hazard
did some
recovery.
salvage recovery.
We were able to
Yeah.
have Gills donate us a car. They stripped all the motor and the transmission, all the fluids out, and then we washed it and pressure washed it, and we got permission to slide it into the water to be able to actually pretend to do, light recovery and stuff like that. So they had a good time. It was a really, really, really great class that we we got a lot of experience on our dive team that we can continue that. Not everybody has to go next year. We can have PD there and all that stuff, so it'll be good. We're going to try and do it again next year and have three different classes, and hopefully a better showing from everybody, because there was a lot of people there, but not as much as we would have liked to have.
They did have, we had people there from Fort Wayne, from Indianapolis, and then the Lansing Police Department sent some folks, so.
There was like 5 or 6 of them from Lansing, so.
It was good. It's a good way to, meet those folks if we ever have to work with other dive teams, and it's a good way for us to be a beacon of that training, to get that out there as well, so. It was good.
Yeah, I was there for the salvage recovery, and that was very interesting, so
That's awesome.
a lot of good
Glad
training.
the guys were really glad you came.
It was pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Enjoyed it. All right. So then let's move into the expenditure reports. Start with the operating fund, 2243.
Yes, so on the appropriation detail history, we did have cell phones come out. I was on page 3, $1,830. I loaded just a couple more. On the bottom of page 4, we had our diesel fuel, $5,092. And then on page 5, midway down, we have $2,926. That was for parts for engine 3. We have spent quite a bit of money in our ladder truck and engine 3 this year. Engine 3 is the one that's getting replaced, hopefully mid next year. It is showing its wear in the last couple months. And then on page 6, you'll see right at the bottom, 3,042. That was for new hire pension physicals for our new folks. And that's really all the big ticket stuff on for operating.
Questions? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve the spending for month of July? Thank you.
I'll second.
All right, any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you. Then on to the equipment replacement fund. Looks like there was,
There's a couple radio items in the equipment replacement fund. One was a PO, and then these are both for the battalion vehicle, which will be here. I told them to be here around 4:15, so after the meeting, if you all want to see the new BC vehicle that was ordered, it's been a while. It's been a couple of years, but it's all decaled and ready to go, and they're using it, and it's in service now. It turned out really good, and you guys are really happy with it, so it'll be out there if you guys would like to look at it and go through it and ask any questions.
were these mobile radios not part of the county ARPA?
Correct. It wasn't part of that vehicle in the original,
In the original
in the
request?
original quote. Yeah,
Okay,
unfortunately.
questions?
I make a motion to approve.
Second, Jeannie? Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right. With no unfinished business, I think we've got a transfer here. Come before the council tonight. You want to discuss this, Garrett?
Yeah, so we just wanted to bring this to your guys' attention. We are gonna go and seek permission for transfers in front of the council this evening. With inflation and fuel and diesel being so heavy and running 1,000 more calls and EMS supplies being a little more expensive, we're gonna be short in our operating supplies, so we're gonna move 40,000 from our machinery and equipment to our operating budget, because of the diesel fuel and stuff like that. We're just a little under budgeted from last year because of the inflation. And for communications and transportation, mainly for training and to kind of cap off the training year and finish paying off the DRI, we want to have 15,000 transferred from our other capital outlays into our communication and transportation. And then finally, we want to take 5,000 from professional services and transfer it to other services so we can pay off the last bit of the Battalion 13, the Blue River Digital, the stickering and decaling. It's about $2,100. And we're taking these funds out of appropriations that are a little more difficult to use than the other services. They're a little more black and white, and we are kind of preparing for line 2 cuts. So,
So is that gonna leave you short? That's a pretty big number of machinery and equipment. Is that gonna-
it's not going to leave us short. Like I said, it's a really gray appropriation that we can't really use it for a lot of the things that we do. So we're trying to just move that out to where we can use it for operating and fuel and kind of get through the rest of the year and just budget accordingly on fuel next year. It's nice that we got a Lassus contract again this year, but as far as diesel's concerned, it's very expensive.
Yeah, I see. Going down the road, I've seen the prices.
But that's what we were going to ask the council this evening.
Other questions? Is there a motion to approve? Gordy, thank you. Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All right. Any further discussion? All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? All right, thank you. Doesn't appear to be any travel requests. Are there any other matters come before the board tonight? All right. Any other items carried forward? Doesn't appear to be. Questions or comments? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Nate's still on that accident, isn't he?
Sounds like they're still cleanups.
All right. Anything to sign, Shirley? Probably just the minutes.
All right.
Thank you.
There's that guy, I know with all the stuff in there. Guy who owns him the firearms.
Hey, are you still in that accident, pal?
Kind of just one motion. It was Brandon, but
Okay.
Is that,
yeah.
let me make sure I didn't miss.
Okay,
Come
sounds
down
good. I'll
here
let
and
him
See
know.
what it's like on
I
the
think
other side
Mike
of the tracks.
seconded it. That'd be fair.
I need to talk to this
Yeah.
guy.
He just cleared. He'll be here in like 10 minutes if you guys want to see it or not. It's
Cool.
Oh, the new truck?
the new truck, yeah.
Okay.
He was in an accident on the 30. He's trying to get here as quick as he can.
So, I'm confused. So it seems to me, and again, I just kind of